Okay, so good day, guys. Uh, this time I will be doing the video lecture for the first topic, actually, uh, the first unit, no, in our child and adolescent learners and learning principles uh, course. Okay, so I actually had forwarded the PowerPoint or the learning content in your GC. So just to substantiate the PowerPoint, I will be doing the discourse through this lecture. Okay. So in here, we will be learning the basic concepts, no? In particular, you will be differentiating growth from development. You will be learning about the different principles, no, of development. And in particular, you will be discerning or, uh, yeah, you will be discerning the implications, no, the educational implications of these principles of development. Okay, so I don't know if you have browsed the course syllabus, but if you did, you might have observed that this topic actually was not included, no, basically because tawag dyan, parang well, but I intentionally, no, this topic is not included in the course syllabus, but I intentionally included it, no, as a preliminary because I feel the need or I see the need of you having a grasp on the basic concepts, no. So um, I had given you a pretest, and most likely, because of the pretest, you were forced, no, to do your readings. And I think that is fair enough, no, considering that there had been declarations of asynchronous classes, plus I had I have had schedules of asynchronous personally because of my clinical practicum. So anyway, let me begin by sharing to you the slides. No? So you can see on the slides the learning outcomes, and I think the learning outcomes would eventually point onto the uh, topics, the subtopics. So first, as I mentioned earlier, you will be understanding basic concepts like growth and development, know how similar or how different these two concepts are, and the principles of development. Okay. Um, although I think I have not, uh, I was not able to capture research and theories. I don't know if I included it here, no, but certainly we will be covering this as we move on to the other um, topics, no, because basically, part of the succeeding topics would be on the different developmental theories and also the approaches that are used, no, in particular in understanding our learners, okay, and the in connecting these to um, uh, the context of teaching and learning. Okay, so to some sections we have started discussing this topic actually, no, but we were not able to cover all the slides, so that's why I am rediscussing it to other sections, specifically um, section 2A, no. Um, I think we have not started. So you would be profiting from the rediscussion. Okay. So the next slide actually would uh, manifest or illustrate pictures, no, And these pictures no could either manifest growth or would be indicative of development. Okay, so if you would look into these pictures, which among these do you think no would be indicative of growth or development, no? So that if you would be pinpointing these pictures, that means that you're able to decipher growth from development, no? So you could see some which actually depicts measure like increase in height, no, weight, no, uh, even some physical tasks, no, like the ability of the child to do gross motor skills, no, like crawling, um, and then eventually standing up and then walking, no. So um, some has to do with emotions, some has to do with social interactions, play, no, and eventually um, a picture also that has to do with the brain. Okay? So, kung titingnan natin itong mga ito, no, um, maire-relate natin actually yung konsepto ng growth at ng development. Okay, now, we proceed. So, as we try to differentiate growth from development, we are at the same time um, you would at the same time be able to actually understand these concepts, no? So should this be synchronously done, then I'm sure you would be giving me your point of views or your understanding of these concepts. Now, I wanted you to understand, I wanted you to look at these two concepts, growth and development, by taking into consideration their root words, no? So that if we say growth, the root word would be grow, no? So you ask yourselves, what is it in you that has grown? Meron bang may mga paglaki ba, no? Meron ba kayong mga naobserbahan sa inyong mga katawan na lumaki, no? So kung ang sagot nyo ay oo at makakapagsabi kayo, makakapagturo kayo ng kung ano-anong mga parte ng katawan ang lumaki, then that refers to growth, no? Kung babalik tayo dun sa unang picture, nakita nyo yung pagtangkad, yung pagbigat, no? So those are physical changes. Those are actually changes that has to do with the physical attributes, no? And that it points out unto your body or unto bodily structures, no? So this actually refer to growth, no? So that if the change is purely physical in nature, then it is growth. Okay? As compared to development, no, because development also involves no changes. So kung meron man pagkakapareho ang growth at development, yan ay yung pareho silang what may mga pagbabago. Both of these concepts actually would refer to changes. Only that growth refers to something that is purely physical, okay, or physical in nature. Development, on the other hand, does not only speak of the physical changes, no, but it also points out unto what is it when what is the implication when there are physical changes. So it also covers no whether or not there had been improvement on the functioning of the individual. Okay, so is there would it result, would the physical changes result into an improved functioning of the individual? Because if the answer is yes, then you speak of development. So therefore, development is more of the qualitative aspect, no? If growth is quantitative because we only look into those attributes which are measurable, then development is something that is qualitative because it does not speak only of size, it does not speak only of attributes or characteristics that are measurable, but it looks unto whether or not there had been improvement unto the functionality of the person. Okay? So katulad ng pagtangkad, no? Ah, um, merong growth, ngunit meron ding development. Bakit? Kasi hindi ba kapag tumangkad kayo, mas nai-improve yung reach nyo, no? The farther you could reach, um, or even in, ano bang tawag doon? Ah, standing jump. May ganun bang standing? I don't know if that would be the term. But is it not that because of your height, you could, what? You could reach farther when you jump. Kung nung bata kayo, hindi nyo ma-reach, o hindi nyo maabot yung sampayan, no? Habang lumalaki at nag-i-increase din ang height nyo, naaabot nyo yung sampayan. So, mas marami kayong pwedeng gawin kung halimbawa ganun nga, no? So, dito papasok siguro yung concept na, well, where there is growth, there would be development, no? But um, not all not all development would not all growth, well, um, rephrase, no? Where there's growth, there would always be development. And although not all development, no, would entail growth, no? So I think there's a slide where we will be looking into that. Okay, so it says here that um, development technically is defined as a progressive series of changes, no? So remember that changes are always progressive. I think I made mention also the same concept in your facilitating learning course, no? So that development is or would refer to progressive series of changes of an orderly and coherent type toward the goal of maturity. So those words which are emphasized, no, in red marks, no, are those that we should stress, no, so that when we say development, there is only development when there are changes, and that these changes are progressive in nature, no? So anong ibig mo sabihin sa progressive? Those that could make the individual better, those that could make the individual function more, okay? And that these changes is somewhat orderly and coherent, no? And I think the very evidence of this is the developmental stages. What do you mean by that, ma'am? No? Remember the developmental stages, lahat tayo ay nagsimula sa conception, no? We were carried by the womb of our mothers for 9 months. All of us actually underwent that. And then eventually, all of us will still undergo the same stages of development, no? Lahat tayo naging infant, naging baby, and then eventually naging child, and then dumaan sa puberty, naging adult, and eventually magiging old age, no? So, all of us went through an orderly sequence, no? Or stage of development. Hindi mo pwedeng balik-baliktarin yun. Hindi pwedeng pinanganak ka ngayon tapos magiging matanda ka and then babalik ko ulit ng pagkabata. Hindi pwede yun. Okay? Kaya nga siya coherent or haphazard uh, type, no? So the goal always of development is that the person um, leads to maturity, that the person would attain what we call maturity. Okay? And maturation does not only speak of the physical maturation of the body, it also speaks of the other aspects of development. So kapag sinabing maturation, holistic yan. We mature physically, we mature mentally, we mature emotionally, we mature psychologically, we mature spiritually kung spiritually pa, and then we mature socially. So lahat ng aspects ng development. That's why if we take this as the definition of development, then we can consider development as something that is broad, malawak ang sakop niya, hindi lang pang physical. Okay? So, yun ang pagkakaiba niya sa growth. Ang growth kasi is, isa lang ang direction niya, physical lang. Kaya very specific siya. Ang development, marami siyang sakop, marami siyang ini-include na aspects niya. Kaya, wider ang scope niya, comprehensive yung term. Okay? Now, to continue on the differences, growth is not continuous. What do you mean by growth as being not continuous? No? So, it does not continue throughout life. Meron at meron siyang limit. No? Ang ating height, pag na-reach natin yung maturity ng ating height, wala nang remedyo kahit gaano karami ng bote ng cherry fur ang laklakin mo, no? Kapag na-reach mo na yung maximum height level mo, hanggang dun na lang. Okay? Whereas development, no, because development is not only physical, sabi natin, it also includes other aspects of development. So that's why development is continuous and lifelong. Because cognitively, there would still be rooms for learning, rooms for improvement, socially, emotionally, no? That's why development is continuous as compared to growth, which is not continuous. Okay? Now, growth, ayan, ito pala yun. So, growth and development go hand in hand, but it is possible that growth may or may not bring development. So what do you mean by that, ma'am? Not all growth leads to development. No? On the other way around, development is also possible without growth. No? So uh, examples are actually given here. No? For growth, sabi dyan, a child may grow in terms of weight by becoming fat, but his or her growth may not bring any functional improvement. So I think this is a concrete example, no, because the default notion is that all growth leads to development, but there are exceptions, no. There can be growth to which it may not lead to development because it may not in any way be contributory to the functionality of the person. Okay? The same is true with development. No? So sabi dyan, a child may not gain in terms of height, weight, or size, but they do experience functional improvement. So, ang pananaw natin ay um, uh, development is preceded by growth. No? However, because development is comprehensive and it does not only speak or solely speak of the physical aspect, Uh, it means to say that there can be instances to which there could still be development, even you could not see growth or there is no growth, no? So, ito ay kapag ang pinag-usapan na ay yung mga ibang aspects of development like social, emotional, and intellectual aspects. Okay? Now, I hope with that you were able to somewhat differentiate growth from development. Nevertheless, these two go hand in hand, no? So there is an expectation that, of course, growth and development um, would occur, no, spontaneously to the individual, no, so that if or as we mature physically, no, we also mature um, holistically. Okay, and that means we consider the other aspects of development. Okay, now there are also domains of development. In fact, when you do your learning objectives later on, when you will be crafting your lesson plans, we always consider the domains of development. We always look into um, learning objectives which answer the physical aspect or the physical domain of development, the cognitive domain, the affective domain, no? Uh, so these are the different aspects or domains of development. So in this context, we have physical or motor development. Pag sinabing physical or motor development, guys, walang ibang reference yan kundi yung ating body, no? So is there growth that takes place in the body? So it's not only about the lengthening of the body, the increase as to body length, It does not only speak also as to the development of the body mass, no? But it also includes motor development. Kapag sinabi nating motor development, dito papasok natin yung movement, no? So we have gross and fine motor development. So i-integrate natin yung concept ng gross motor skills at fine motor skills. Okay? And when we do that, okay, we look unto skills, no? We look unto skills. How appropriate are the skills that we actually teach, no, our learners, no? So, do we consider the developmental stage of the learner, no, in teaching these skills, no? So that, for example, if you are to teach the baby how to walk at what month or at what particular development or milestones, no, should you be able to see on the baby that would signal you that, hey, pwede mo nang turuan yung bata o yung baby na maglakad. Pwede mo na siyang ilagay sa, ano ba yung walker ba tawag doon? Yung andador, kung nakanitawid niya. Okay? So, yan. Um, Motor development. Bakit kailangan ng play, no? Kasi, you see, play is not only a way of interaction, but also of the development of the physical and motor domains of the child. Okay? Then we also have social and emotional development. No? I'm sure you know that already. Okay? So that when we talk about the child interacting with people around him, not only the immediate family member who is the immediate environment of the child, but the rest of the members of the community as well. No? So that would be about social interactions, which would teach the child about relationships, about concepts of feelings, self-esteem, respect, no? So it's when we actually allow them to interact with people, no? That um, they get to know better, no? Themselves, no? Particularly as to feedbacks they hear from people around them. Okay, so emotional, no? So I'm sure how you manage your emotions, how you identify your emotions, no, definitely would form part of this domain. Okay? So ano pa ba? Cognitive or intellectual development. Okay? From the word itself, the cognitive processes, your thought processes, how you understand, how you learn, no, how you focus, how you concentrate, and all other cognitive and metacognitive learning tasks, no, that you are capable of doing. These all form part of the cognitive or intellectual domain. Okay? Then we also have linguistic or communicative development, no? So we have linguistic, in fact, linguistic and literacy development. Kung minsan may mga ganun doon sa mga references siguro na may encounter nyo pag na-discuss natin yan. Okay? Bakit kailangan yun, ma'am? Remember that communication is not only although siguro at the earliest days of our lives, I mean, during our babyhood or even our infancy stage, no? The early forms of communication are nonverbal communication. Like crying, for example, is the very basic way of communication of a newly born, no? So nonverbal, verbal means of communicating, learning about alphabets, about phonemes, no? About oral and written language. This would all form part of this linguistic or communicative development. Okay? Meron bang ano yan, ma'am? Meron bang implications yan? Yes, no? Particularly in literacy. Okay? Kaya nga, nung nag-start ng K-12, actually, rare ko nang nakikita na ang mga elementary schools ay nagkakandak ng reading classes, no? Maalala ko during my time, pag sa grade 1 yan, pinagbabasa or nagbabasa tayo sa kung ano yung mga nakasulat sa sa blackboard, no? Ngayon wala na, para bang ang notion na ng mga elementary teachers ay pag naka-enroll ka ng grade 1, dapat marunong ka ng magbasa, no? No wonder na hindi ba sa um, tawag diyan, research ng PISA, 'di ba? Parang dito tayo dehado. Um, we might be I know no that you are aware of the community extension activity that we do to carry integrated school, yung recap na sinasabi natin, reading and comprehension activities, no? Or so um bakit ko why am I bringing this up, no? Well, definitely because um there are issues actually, no, that the Philippines, our country, is facing, no, relative to reading comprehension. While we may be able to read, no, but as to whether or not we are able to comprehend what we are reading, no, this is a different thing. And according to studies, um, or even reports, no, of DepEd, no, dito dihado ang mga learners natin. Okay? So we will be looking into some sort of theories and the educational implications of these theories when it comes to linguistic and literacy development. Okay? Now, the next slides would be on the different principles of development. Okay? Marami ito. Alam ko yung mga iba dito malamang ay hindi na bago sa inyo. Okay? Pero for the sake of this discourse, we will be discussing each of the principles. So first, that development involves changes. And I think I have mentioned earlier that growth as well involves changes, no? But what are the nature of these changes? Remember that when we were conceived, nung tayo'y pinagbuntis, obvious na merong growth at development inside the womb of the mother. No? There had been a lot of changes. Imagine from a unicellular, from a single cell, no? Ano yung single cell ba, ma'am? 'Di ba? Yung first the the union of the sex cells, the sperm cell and the egg cell, there are two cells that united, and the consequence of that is a single cell, no? That's called zygote. Okay? The zygotic period of the prenatal stage, no? Marks the beginning of life. Meaning to say, once there is fertilization, that is when the sperm cell fertilizes the egg cell, okay, that marks the beginning of life. Okay? So, once there is fertilization, everything follows, no? Meaning to say, even the uh, genes, no, is being laid down during fertilization. Okay, so whether or not what was shared by your father, especially, is the X chromosome, no, or the Y chromosome, no. What do you mean by that, ma'am? 'Di ba? Ang mga lalaki, ang combination ng chromosomes nila ay XY. Sa mga babae ay XX. In short, walang choice ang babae, kundi ang idodonate lang niya ay X chromosome. Okay? Sa mga lalaki, dalawa ang kanilang distinct na chromosomes. This is X and Y chromosome. Okay? So, how is sex being determined? What do you mean by that, ma'am? Whether or not what comes out during delivery is girl or boy depends on what genes or what sex cells were shared by your parents, no? So that if, for instance, the 23rd, kasi meron tayong 23 pairs of chromosome. The first 22, ang tawag doon ay genosome. Genosome, no? Samantalang yung pang 23rd, ang tawag doon, sorry, the first 22 is autosome pala. Autosome. The 23rd pair is the genosome. It's the genosome that determines the sex of the unborn. So that from 1 to 22, ang combination lang talaga ay XX, no? Pagdating ng pang 23, yung 23rd pair, ang ang ah pwedeng maging combination ay either XX or XY. Okay? Now, who determines, no, whether it becomes XY? Well, it depends upon what was shared, as I mentioned. So that if the father shared his Y chromosome, then definitely what comes out would be XY. Kasi wala namang idodonate si mother na iba kundi X chromosome. Okay? So why am I telling this? Because this also forms part of the changes, no, in terms of those that we expect during conception. Now, apart from that, we have the following: change in size, change in proportion. I'm sure you know what it meant by change in size. Pag change in proportion, guys, it does not only limit to physical changes, no? But it also includes mental changes or mental development, no? So that you see, across the lifespan, there are so many development that we could observe or see to a child, no, particularly mental development. Okay, so while much has been laid by the genes, no, kasi ang foundation syempre ay yung genes ng parents. Pero remember, as soon as the baby comes out of the womb of the mother after 9 months of pregnancy, that's where the the environment comes in, no? So, ayan, change in proportion, there is disappearance of old features. What do you mean by that, ma'am? There are characteristics that we have during babyhood or childhood that had actually permanently disappeared, no? Like what, for example, ma'am? Baby hair, diba? Wala na yan. Ah, kung makita mong talagang mabalahibo ka, hindi na yan baby hair. Kasi more likely yung permanent na ano mo na yan, na balbon, no? Iba naman yung pubic hair, no? So, ayan, baby forms of locomotion. O dati, yung babies, bago sila nag-start na maglakad, with assistance or without assistance, no? Ang makikita mo sa kanila ay yung ano ba yan, pagdapa, di ba? And then pag-crawl, okay, paggapang. Okay, those are baby forms of locomotion, no? Um, ngayon bang nasa adolescent o nasa early adulthood na kami, ma'am, hindi na ba yun yung form of locomotion? Definitely hindi na. No? Kasi your gross muscles are now capable of what? Of walking, of running, of jumping. Those are now the new forms of locomotion. Okay? Eh, gumagapang pa rin naman kami, ma'am, at dumadapa. Well, depende na. I mean, nasa inyo yan. Anong purpose? Okay? Is it the most usual way of locomotion na ginagamit nyo ngayon? Siyempre hindi, no? So, iba siguro ang intent kung dumadapa at gumagapang. Okay, anyway, acquisition of new features, there are also primary and secondary sex characteristics that emerges, no? Like, when we talk about primary sex characteristics, guys, ang tinutukoy natin dyan is our sex organs. Nothing more, nothing less. So, kapag primary sex characteristic, ang ibig lang sabihin niyan is, again, your sex organ. What's the sex organ of the male? You have your penis. How about the female? You have your ovary, no? Ovary ba? Testes and ovary, penis and vagina. Okay? So, um, uh, yan ang primary sex characteristic. Okay? Ano ang pagkakaiba ng ito? Ng ano ang pagkakaiba ng child sa ano ang pagkakaiba ng child, ng isang bata sa isang adolescent, no? Ang child, guys, ay asexual. A-S-E-X-U-A-L, one word. Ang adolescent or one who underwent puberty is asexual, two words, no? A space sexual, S-E-U-X-U-A-L. What do you mean by that, ma'am? Okay, one differences between a child and an adolescent, kasi remember ang subject natin is child and adolescent learners, no? So, ang isang pagkakaiba ng bata sa adolescent, no? Ang ibig sabihin ng adolescent kapag pumasok ka na doon sa teen years. Okay, kahit hindi pa, kung ikaw ay nag-menstruate na. Sa mga babae, ang tawag doon ay menarche. menarche. Kapag nag-mens na ang babae, yun na yung start ng sinasabi nilang pre-adolescent years or puberty years. Okay? Kapag nangyari yun, hindi na bata yung babae, no? Siya ay actually pwede nang gumawa ng bata. Okay? Anong ibig mong sabihin, ma'am? There is a possibility of bearing of children. At yun ang pagkakaiba ng bata sa isang adolescent. Kasi yung bata, asexual, non-sexual, no capacity to get pregnant and to impregnate. Yung adolescent o yung isang nasa puberty stage na nag-menstruate na, ah, meron ng capacity to bear or to bear a child or to impregnate. Do you get that? Okay? So, kapag secondary sex characteristics naman pala guys, all other accessory parts of the body except the sex organ. Okay? So, yung mga makikita ninyong pagbabago during puberty, widening of the hips of the females, the broadening of the shoulders of the males, the appearance of breast buds, or yung telarche, no? Ang telarche is Telarche. Ang telarche ay yung pagpamukar, matukal kung nakaitawid, no? Pagpamukar kung na natin Ilocano. So that you could see na kailangan ng gumamit ng brasier or baby bra yung isang bata dahil o yung isang dalaga na dahil nakikita na yung kanyang dede. Nagfo-form na yung kanyang dede. Ang tawag doon ay telarche. Okay? Now, apart from the secondary and primary sex characteristics, there are also new features which would point unto the mental traits. No? There's curiosity, no? There are also other forms of language, and there is sex urge. No? That's why during teenage years, no, there must be education, no? Sexual education, ginagawa natin 'yan, 'di ba? Recently, we have had HIV awareness sessions, no? Kasi um, uh, as brought about by the hormonal changes, no? There are there are also explorations, no? Um, made by adolescents to which they could not discern because most probably of their impulsive behaviors, no? That is why I would always say before you, sabi nga nila, 'di ba? Isip-isip before you unzip, no? So you have to think on the implications or the consequences of your acts before you do something. Now, another is that early development is more critical than later development, which means that early foundations are critical. No, so there is actually a theorist, no, a philosopher who mentioned. I mean, I think it's Simon Freud who mentioned that the child is the father of the man. No, what do you mean by that, ma'am? Anything that happened during the early years, the formative years na sinasabi nila. At ang formative years based on literatures or as laid down by psychologists is usually babyhood to childhood, no? So kung ano yung nangyari sa mga edad na yon, meron at merong kinalaman sa kung sino ka pag ikaw ay naging adult, no? So all experiences, no? um, uh, all teachings made during your early years would have a great impact on who you are in terms of attitudes, in terms of behavior, in terms of your conditioning as a person. Okay, and this would in one way or the other um, help determine, no, whether or not you would succeed or you would be able to achieve or to adjust, no, in life as you grow older. Okay? So ano ang implications nito, no? Ang implications nito guys ay during the formative years, no, that is where scaffolding as particularly for parents and significant others, no? So that Okay, so early foundations are critical, as I've said. Uh, those that had happened during the early years of life had implications to uh, your adulthood. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, uh, those that had happened during the formative years would always have lasting effects, no? Particularly in terms of attitudes, habits, and patterns of behavior. That is why the implications of this would be that um, as parents, as future parents, or as future teachers, no, particularly during the preparatory years, no, kindergarten, and even during the uh, primary years or primary grades, no, grades 1 to 3, or the elementary years even, no. Um, this would be forewarning, meaning to say that in terms of the development of these young children, um, we are very influential, and we might make or break them, sabi nga nila, no? Okay? So we also have in terms of the other principles of development, we also have what we call the principle of sequential development. And in here, um, we actually refer to the developmental laws or patterns. No, we have the cephalocaudal and proximodistal law. So, what principle is highlighted herein is that development follows a definite and predictable pattern. And these developmental patterns or developmental laws, as I mentioned, are the cephalocaudal and the proximodistal law. So what is cephalocaudal law? No, it maintains that development spreads over the body from head to foot. No, so meaning to say, what develops first is the head region down to the foot region. And as a manifestation of that, or as a proof to that, no, you might want to observe babies, no? Usually yung mga before matuto silang maglakad, makikita ninyo na if there is a developmental milestone that should take place, that would be that they are capable of balancing their head, or that they are capable of holding their head, no? So, how would you test that, no? You actually let them to be in a prone position, no? So, padapain mo sila, and then you try to stimulate the baby to lift his or her head, no? So, mapapansin nyo na merong mga babies na hindi pa nila kayang i-lift ng solo nila yung kanilang head kapag nasa prone o nakadapang position sila, no? So, ibig sabihin, hindi pa ganon ka-develop ang kanilang head region. And hence, you cannot in any way teach them even standing or sitting with support, no? Kasi a prelude to that would be that they should be capable of what? Of holding their head, no? So, ang sinasabi ng cephalocaudal, bago mo sila turuang maglakad o di kaya ay umupo kahit with support yan, kailangan ay ma-develop muna yung head region. Dapat meron muna silang head balance. Okay? Now, what about proximodistal law, no? Proximodistal law, on the other hand, presupposes that development, no, spreads outward from the central axis and to the extremities. So, gitna, no, yung body trunk, no, yung gitnang bahagi palabas, no. So ang pattern ay that gross muscles develop first before the fine muscles, no. So dito sa proximodistal law, anong napapansin ninyong response ng bata, ng baby o ng mga nasa early childhood kapag sila ay naglaro ng bola or kapag inattempt mong ipa-catch sa kanila yung bola, no, when they catch the ball, no, they don't catch it with their fingers but instead they catch it using their body trunk, no, payakap, no. So pag ganun, no, pag ganyan, no, payakap, no. Bakit? Kasi sabi nga dito that development first take place from the central axis and then to the extremities, no. So ang pinaka maliban dun sa example na yun, ang pinaka concrete na example dito ay yung when they hold ball pen or pencils. Pencils, no? Kasi usually yun ang first na na ginagamit nila in their attempt to scribble or to write, no? So what do you mean by that, ma'am? When they actually attempt to scribble or write, no, you try to observe kapag sila ay naghawak ng kahit anumang lapis or what, they use their palm, no. They don't actually use their fingers like that, no. They use their palm, pa ganun yung kanilang paghawak, no. Bakit? Kasi mas na-develop na yung muscles sa palm kasi di hamak na malaking mass yun kumpara sa muscles ng kanilang fingers, no? So the application of this actually is the rationale why pencils during the kindergarten are much more bolder or much more bigger, no, than pencils used in primary years, no? So kahit nga sa primaries, grade 1 to 3, matabang lapis pa rin yan eh, no? Higher grades, yun yung manipis na lapis, no? Anong ibig mong sabihin dun, ma'am? Kasi hindi pa nila ma-grasp fully yung manipis na lapis or kahit na anumang bagay na hindi pa kayang hawakan ng muscles ng kanilang fingers. Kaya ang hawak nila ay yung palm. Okay? Now, this leads us to the next principle, which is that development, no, proceeds from general to specific. No? So, what do we mean in here is that when we do activities, no, particularly mental and motor activities, no, general responses, no, precedes, or general activity always precedes specific activities, no? So kumbaga parang um uh, um tawag diyan, they are first we are first made to understand that when we do scaffolding, no? So we look into those that first develop, no? Katulad nga nung example ko kanina na yung sa paghawak ng lapis. So ito kasi ay motor skill. Kailangan muna ang sinasanay natin ay yun nga um, yung yung kung anong muscle ang na-develop na. And in that particular example, yung muscle ng palm ang unang na-develop kumpara sa what? Muscle ng finger. Okay? So in holding a cube like what is shown in the figure, they do palm grasp and then mitten grasp and then eventually thumb finger grasp, four-finger grasp, beginner, and then later the most developed stage would be thumb four-finger grasp advanced, no? So makikita mo na kaya na nilang hawakan with their fingers. Okay? So um katulad din ng sa mental activity, no? Um when we teach them, we say flowers, we say animals, no? Um uh and then we go specifically, no, like rose, no, roses, no, and then um uh dogs, no. So from general to specific. Okay, and then we also have principle of uniform pattern, no, that development follows a pattern which is uniform and universal. I think I have explained this in the previous slide that I mentioned that beyond culture, beyond background, no, each of us follows the sequence of development because we go through the same stages. Lahat tayo unang nagsimula from the sex cell of our parents, and then we were nurtured inside the womb for 9 months, and then we were born, we became an infant, we became a baby, and then young children, and then eventually we experience the different growth spurt when um, we were in our puberty stage, and then adolescent years, and then now you are considered young adults, no? And what comes after that would be middle adulthood, old age, no, or senescence. Okay, and then we also have the principle of continuity. No? Development is a continuous process. I think we made mention on this on the earlier part of the discussion. So it is continuous. It starts from fertilization and ends at death. Okay. Now, another principle is the principle of unique development. I think this is one of my most favorite principle because it makes me understand the uniqueness of each one of us. No? So it says here that every person is biologically and genetically different from every other. No? So what it means herein is that there would be differences. Even if we came from the same genes, for example, siblings, magkakapatid, parehas lang naman na genetic endowment ang parents, no? Or even if we are biologically alike because we are twins, no? There would still be what differences. There would still be variations, no? Meron pa rin at meron ang pagkakaiba, no? Lalong-lalo na siguro sa attitude, sa values, sa skills, no? And sa interest, sa personality in general. So there would be differences in terms of all of this. And so what is the implication? No? It always would make us what? Reflect unto the uniqueness that we have. And hence, if we are unique, there can be no other us. And if that is the case, then there's no need for you to compare yourself with others because there will be no other person who would be like you. No? So yan. Principle of interaction of maturation and learning. If there are two major factors that affect development, that would be heredity and environment. So tandaan nyo yan ha, two major factors that affect development, heredity and environment. Now the question is, how do these factors affect development? No? So our genes or heredity affects development through the process of maturation. Okay? So this is the unfolding of the characteristics that are potentially present in us, no? As a result of what our parents had shared to us through their genes. Okay, there can be no way for us to remedy what was shared, no, during conception or during fertilization. Okay, so kung hindi mo gusto ang tangkad mo, ang kulay ng balat mo, ang porma ng ilong mo, ang hulma ng bone structure mo, yun ay mga inherited, no? And even literatures would say that even IQ actually is inherited, no? So what do we mean here is that um, heredity, no, or genetic endowment actually affects what we are capable of doing, who we are actually as a person, no? Particularly um, temperamentally and physically. No? And even um, some researchers had proven that cognitively, okay? And this would all unfold, no, through the process of maturation. Okay? Now we also have learning, no? You have your facilitating learner-centered teaching, and I'm sure the very first thing that you are supposed to understand is the concept of learning. Now, learning take place in the environment, no? And this is actually the process to which the environment is affecting our development. No? Learning actually is what? Learning is the development that comes from the exercise and effort, which depends on the opportunities provided by the environment. So remember that one of the essential core elements of learning is the learning environment. Okay, and so development can take place when we learn, no? Not only cognitively but even socially and emotionally, because these are the very attributes that we actually learn from the environment. So the implication is um, because there is less that we can do with genes, but if there's something we can remedy, that would be the environment. And remember, yung 9 months, yun yung nililay down, yun yung parang influence ng genes, no? Nandun yung nasa loob pa lang tayo ng tiyan ng mga nanay natin, no? So paglabas, marami nang pwedeng gawin ang environment. In fact, what was laid down through the genes can be altered even by the environment. No, what do you mean? In cases of mental disorders or psychological disorders, no, there are research that would say that these are inherited, no, but you see experiments or researches would also say that if you take away the child, no, from that environment, if you take away the child from the parents who to whom he or she had inherited the mental disorder. And if you place the child in an environment which is so nurturing, which is exhibiting normal behavior or normal behavioral manifestations, the child will still grow up normally. Okay? So yun yung ganun ka-influential ang environment. Okay? Then we also have that there are periods in the development pattern and that each period has a characteristic pattern of behavior. No, sa bawat stages, meron tayong mga tinatawag na period of equilibrium and period of disequilibrium. What do we mean by that? There will always be instances in the developmental stages to which we feel that we are able to adjust easily with whatever circumstances or challenges that come our way. Oh, so kay physical illnesses man yan o emotional ones, financial one, meron at merong pagkakataon na feeling natin very hopeful tayo, feeling natin ay walang problema. Pero meron ding mga pagkakataon na nasa period of disequilibrium tayo. Feeling natin mahirap sa atin ang mag-adapt or mag-adjust sa mga challenges na meron tayo. Okay? So during pregnancy, for example, no, a mother may have difficulties adjusting to the life of being a mother, no? But as the child or as the baby grows up, no, the mother may feel hopeful and the mother may actually learn the art of adjusting with motherhood, and eventually, no, um, the mother would feel that everything is in balance. So that's equilibrium. Okay, now there are social expectations for every developmental period. So this is another developmental principle. What does it mean by here is that there are developmental tasks. Ano bang developmental tasks? These are tasks which arises at or about a certain period in the life of an individual, no? So merong mga gawain, aktibidad na kailangan o na inaasahan ng komunidad sa bawat developmental stage, no? Katulad ng ilang taon o ilang buwan dapat kakikitaan ninyo yung bata na marunong siyang maglakad. Ilang taon dapat siya marunong magbigkas na ng salita. Ilang taon siya dapat turuan kung paano ang mag-toilet train. Ilang taon nyo dapat ituro sa kanila ang sexual modesty. No? So, meron pong mga stages at dito papasok yung Heavy GERDs, no? So I think that's one thing that I will be assigning to you later on to look into Havigert's developmental test. I think it formed part of this lecture, no? So we'll look into the remaining slides if there is a portion to which we will be discussing the developmental test. Now, another principle is that development is aided by stimulation, meaning to say, we provide opportunities for the child to learn. No? So you cannot actually expect the child to learn how to walk if you don't stimulate the child. The same is true when you teach the child academic lessons. No? You cannot expect the child to master arithmetic kung wala kang application, di ka magbibigay ng mga learning ng mga application task, no? So ganun din dito, you stimulate, no? So if you want the child to read, I mean to learn how to read, then you let the child read. Okay? So we also have that there are hazards or that there are potential hazards in each stage or area of development, no? So sa prenatal pa lang ano ang hazard, no? The possibility that the unborn would what would be aborted, no, from the mother, no. So that the one hazard also is that the unborn might not grow normally inside the womb of the mother and eventually would come out with some abnormalities, no. Now paano kung normal naman, ma'am, pagkalabas, okay? So wala na bang hazard? Meron pa rin. Kahit nga sa edad ninyo, no, there can still be hazards, illnesses, accidents, no? When you engage into vices, no? When you engage into anything that could put you at risk, no? These are hazards, okay? So